In this, the third installment of Who the F Does This Dog Think He Is? I'm going to talk about day one, my experience visiting Sierra and Bandit. Let's do this. Day one. Who the F does this dog think he is? I got to Washington, drove there in my little potato mobile, and I got settled in the place where I was staying, and I met Sierra for the first time in person. Definitely felt that surreal feeling because I had seen her in parts of her neighborhood on the internet, on her videos, and on her TikTok Live. But to see her in the famous yard where she has worked with Bandit took a little getting used to. I know we always hear creators say that the viewers are only seeing a small part of their life. But it is so true because I got to see it in all dimensions. We took a trip to check her P.O. box, and we checked for Bandit in his usual hangout spots, and we made a game plan to feed him meds, which we're going to call interventions, just for the Alcor's rhythm, through hot dogs and cheese. Make it more likely that he would just not notice these interventions. Now, we know Bandit has had plenty of bad experiences with things resembling collars, leashes, crates. If you've watched some of the lives, you've even gotten to see how big of a reaction he'll have to the collar. He knew we needed him to be calm and sleepy enough that he wouldn't freak out at any of these and be safely crated. We didn't want him to freak out, hurt himself, hurt one of us, damage property. We knew there were so many ways that trying to force a dog could go wrong. We also were trying to not break trust because Sierra wants to live with Bandit. Sierra has dedicated herself to bringing Bandit home, bringing him with her family on their journey to live on bigger land. And we wanted to do that in the safest way possible, especially since all of the other tactics that are usually tried by local city, animal control, police department, all of the people who've all tried, they typically go for the more intense interventions. We were going for the most intense interventions we could do on our own through expert advice. The goal was to get him sleeping at night, safely crated, straight to the vet to be neutered and properly checked because he probably has never been to a vet in his life, which would then also help Sierra get a prescription for him that could keep him calm while he adjusts to being an indoor doggo. For reference, I'll insert a map here. We got set up. We put out chairs, blankets, treats and water for us and for Bandito, cheeses, hot dogs, interventions, and we walked over to, I'll show the closer up of the map. Where you can see this grassy corner-looking thing and the Feisty mix where her yard is, because that's where we found Mr. Bandito Mumford, thinking he's so cute. Oh my gosh, he walked so close to me. I wanted to pet that dog, but I knew I couldn't. But yeah, he walked back really easily with us. We sat down and Sierra gave him the first intervention. And then she gave him like a pretty regular bowl of dog food. Guess what this freaking dog did next? You've met him. You've seen him in the lives, especially lately. On the map, there's a couple of spots noted near her home that Bandit prefers when he needs to go number 1 or 2. He does not seem to want to go potty in the front yard of Sierra's house, which is interesting, right? Anywho, he runs down the road. Potentially, he could be just going to the potty. Also, potentially, we could have a dog about to conk out or get very drowsy. We didn't want him to do that unsupervised, which was the entire point of me being there to help divide and conquer, navigate, lift a potentially sleepy boy. We hopped in her car thinking, he could be anywhere. He could have run down the street. He could be running around the corner. I kid you not. We saw this fool of a dog. I tried to get pictures. I was laughing far too hard. I did not have my camera out and ready. Thank you for understanding. This dog, I swear to you, Bandit, he was trying to carry the largest dog bowl I've ever seen in my life that was so full with dry dog food. Found it in a neighbor's unfenced backyard. The fencing can be so expensive to put in when people first buy their homes that a lot of neighbors just choose not to do a fence, which is whatever. This fool, Bandito Monfrere, and he carried this dog bowl, and the bowl was so heavy for him, he was chin to chest. Like, he could not carry it very far. He set it down. He tried to lay down and munch in it. We were calling for him, and pretty quickly, the homeowner and a few toddlers came out to shoo him away. We humbly apologized. And insert a clip here of Bandit following us back to the house, very begrudgingly. Bandit, I noticed, was so tracking Sierra. Sierra and I had gotten into her car thinking he might be going super far. We're not chasing him down. Turned out he didn't go that far down the road. Sierra then had to turn her car around and go back. I had already gotten out of the car to make sure that we were luring him back to her house. After noticing he was, not only had he dined and daffed from Sierra's, but now he was stealing food from a neighbor. You can tell. Bandit almost didn't want to follow me until he was sure Sierra was going the same direction. Even then, I feel like if I had turned my back on him, he probably would have turned back around to go see if he could get more of that dog food. I'll see you in the next part. We're going to do a 4th video. This will be the next part of day 1. Remember, be kind, be good noodles, stay nice in the comments. We know everyone wants to see Bandit come home ASAP. We also do too. If you're not a good noodle, ooh, oh, yeah, fine. I'm gonna piss on you. That's a good boy. That's really ridiculous. I'm too pretty kid. Come on. Hold here. Good noise for a while. Now you see the lady's mad at me. That's for sure.